Hello students, last time we have explained about the definition and importance of the apiculture or beekeeping, and we have also explained about the four important species of the honeybees which are found in India, such as Apis dorsata, Apis indica, Apis florea, and Apis mellifera. Today we are going to discuss about the hive or the comb or the house of the bees, which is prepared by using the wax, which is a real product of the honeybees called as beeswax, secreted or produced by worker bees themselves. So today we are going to explain about the hive or the comb or the house of the bees or nest of the bees. The house of honeybees is termed as a hive or a comb. The house of honeybees is termed as hive or comb. It is composed of hexagonal cells made up of wax secreted by wax glands of the workers. These hives are hanging vertically from their sides. Each hive has, or each comb or the house of the honeybee has, thousands of hexagonal, thin walled, fragile cells arranged in two opposite rows, on a common base. So, honeycomb or the hive is prepared on a common base, and the wax cells, hexagonal cells of the wax, are prepared on either sides or both the sides of the common base, vertical common base present in between. The resins and bee glues or gummy secretions, which are used for repairing or polishing the hive cells, or if there is a damage which can be repaired by using the resins or the gummy secretions which have been collected from the surrounding area and which are used for repairing the hives if damaged. The young developmental stages are to occupy the central and lower cells in the hive, which are called as brood cells or the brood chambers. So the young developmental stages or the brood stages of the life cycle of the honeybees are occupying the central portion of the comb and the lower cells in the hive, which are called as a brood cells or a chamber. So central and lower cells of the hive are used for the development of the young ones or the different stages of the life cycle of the honeybees, such as egg, larva, pupa, and adult stages, which seems to develop in the central portion or the lower part of the hive or the comb, which is consisting of large number of worker brood cells or drone brood cells, or along the margin there are tall columnar or cylindrical cells called as queen brood cells. So, in a central and lower portion of the comb, there are hexagonal cells prepared by using wax by the worker bees and which are used for the uh, development of the brood or the young stages of the life cycle of the honeybees. In Epidorsata, brood cells are similar in shape and size, but in other species, they are of three types or with a different shape and size. That is, worker cells for the workers, drone cells which are somewhat larger in a size than the worker brood cells, or maybe double in size than the worker brood cells, called the drone cells, where male members develops. Queen cells are prepared along the margin, which are tall columnar cells, few in number, and situated along the margin of the comb and are used for the development of the queen larva or queen brood. And thus, there are three type of cells. There are certain species or all the species except Apis dorsata, all the species, that is common species of the honeybees, such as Apis florea, Apis indica, and Apis mellifera. These are three types of honeybees or species of the honeybees are having different type of cells, having different sized cells, having smaller, larger, or again larger sized wax cells used for the development of the brood or the larvae or the life stages of the workers, drones, and the queen, which are usually present in the central and lower part of the comb. So, in case of only Epidorsata, all the brood cells are having equal size. Means worker brood cells or drone brood cells, worker brood cells and drone brood cells are having equal size, or there is no much differentiation between the cells which are used for the development of the worker and the drones in a Epidorsata. But in Apis indica, Apis mellifera and Apis florea, there is a difference in the size of the cells. In case of Apis florea, the worker brood cells are very small in size, having hexagonal shape and tall cells, but they are smaller in size. And drone brood cells are much larger or with a double size than the worker brood cells in case of Apis florea. Apis mellifera and Apis indica are also having the same type of cells, that is, worker brood cells are smaller in size and drone brood cells are somewhat larger in size. And in all the cases, the queen brood cells lies are situated along the margin of the comb or the hive, and these cells are few in number, maybe 3, 4, 5, or 6 only along the entire margin of the comb, situated or they are directed downward. Their openings are directed downward along the margin. While the drone brood cells or the worker brood cells, which are prepared on either sides of the common base of the comb. So on both the sides of the comb, there are hexagonal cells, wax cells, prepared by using wax secreted by the workers and are prepared on both the sides laterally, or they are horizontal in position and which are prepared on a vertical plane or vertical common base in between. So on both the sides or opposite sides there are cells produced or prepared laterally by using the wax secreted by the wax glands of the workers. So in Apis dorsata, brood cells are similar in shape and size, but in other species, that is Apis mellifera, Apis indica, and Apis florea, there are three types of cells. Smaller cells which are used are called as worker cells and used for the development of the worker brood or worker larvae. Then drone cells are somewhat larger than the worker brood cells and are used for the development of the drone larvae. And finally, the large tall columnar or cylindrical cells which are prepared along the margin of the comb called as queen brood cells and which are used for the development of the queen larva or queen life cycle will be completed in the queen brood cells. The queen cell cannot be used again, while the worker brood cells or the drone brood cells are used number of times for the same purpose, that is breeding or reproduction or to undergo the life cycle, to complete the life cycle of the honeybees. Means egg, larva and pupa, these stages are completed repeatedly in the brood comb, that is worker and drone brood cells. Worker and drone brood cells are used repeatedly so as to reproduce or for the development of the life stages of the life cycle of the honeybees in case of worker and drone. But queen cells or queen brood cells are used only once for the development of the queen. The cells used for the storage of the honey and the pollen are situated in the upper or the proximal portion of the comb, while those in the lower part are used for brood rearing or the which are used for the development of the different life stages, that is egg, larva, pupa, or even adults can also live in the same cells. So the proximal part or the upper part of the comb or the hive is usually used for the storage of the honey, then below pollen, then in a central portion workers, then just below the central portion or the worker brood cells there are drone brood cells, and finally along the margin there are queen brood cells. So the cells, wax cells of the comb in a lower portion are used usually for the breeding activity or for the reproduction purpose or the development of the different stages of life cycle of the honeybees, and upper part, that is the proximal part, which is attached to the site or to the support, maybe a tree or the ceiling of the RCC constructions or any support, maybe the rocks or the caves, wherever they occur. So proximal portion or the attached portion to the site or to the support is usually used for the storage of the honey, and below which there are storage of the pollens. So, in a proximal part or upper portion of the hive or the comb is usually used for the storage of honey. Then just below the storage of honey, there are storage of the pollen, and below which the much of the portion of the comb possessing large number, maybe thousands of small hexagonal cells can be called as worker brood cells and are thus used for the development of the worker larvae. Then below which there are again larger sized cells uh, called as a drone brood cell, in which the drone or male members develops, and queen brood cells which are situated along the margin of the comb and are used only once for the development of the queen larva or to undergo the complete development of the queen in the tall columnar cells which are situated along the margin of the comb. So this is what the structure of the comb. Then we will explain its structure in the figures. So in first figure we can see there is a comb which is attached with a branch of tree. So proximal portion or the top portion of the hexagonal cells of the comb are used for the storage of honey. Then below which there are cells representing pollen storage cells, and below which there are brood cells which are smaller in size, called as worker brood cells. And on the right side below, there are somewhat larger hexagonal cells called as drone brood cells. And the queen brood cells are long, elongated, and cylindrical cells, which are only three in number in this figure, called as the queen brood cells, where the egg or the larva or the pupa of the queen develops. In a right side, this is also a portion of the hive showing different type of cells. So in the top portion on the right side, the faint colored hexagonal cells representing a sealed honey storage or sealed honey cells. Then just to the left of the sealed honey storage cells, there are pollen masses or the pollen cells. Then in a lower portion, one can see there are larvae, C-shaped structures present in the hexagonal cells representing the larvae of the or the brood of the developing workers, or then below there are again sealed worker cells in the central portion. In the central portion there are hexagonal cells which are capped or closed or sealed by using the wax cappings. So which these cells may contains, because these are capped cells or sealed cells, so these cells enclose the sealed worker cells, and that will enclose the larva or the pupa, developing larvae and the pupae of the worker caste. Then on the right side below, there are sealed drone cells or open drone cells representing or possessing the drone larvae. And below, along the margin, there are three cells, which one is cut or half empty queen cell, then empty queen cell which is open, and one another cell representing empty queen cell. So these are the queen cells in which the queen herself can deposit the fertilized egg so as to develop new queen in the queen brood cell. Then in a drone brood cells, the queen bee, fertile female queen bee lays fertilized egg in the worker brood cells so as to develop the worker or a female, but they remain sterile. So these are workers are called as sterile females. Queen bee is called as fertile female or actual mother of the colony, and she lays either fertilized or unfertilized eggs in the respective brood cells. So while laying eggs in the worker brood cells, she allows the passage of semen or the spermatozoa so as to fertilize the eggs, and thus laying fertilized eggs in the worker brood cells. While laying eggs in the drone brood cells in the lower portion, there are drone brood cells which are somewhat larger in size and where the queen lays unfertilized eggs. So while laying the eggs in the drone brood cells, she exerts some sort of pressure, mechanical pressure, onto the sperm duct and preventing the passage of spermatozoa over eggs, and thus only unfertilized eggs are laid in the drone brood cells so as to develop male members from the unfertilized eggs parthenogenetically. So there is a process of parthenogenesis. So unfertilized eggs develops directly into the drone, or eggs develops directly without fertilization, or only haploid eggs develops uh, directly into the male or the drones which are also haploid. Means the drone cells or the drone body having cells consisting of single set of the chromosomes, and worker and queen, they are diploid organism or diploid individuals possessing two set of the chromosomes in the nucleus of all the body cells. So this is what the difference of the brood, and which can be planned uh, or managed by the queen bee herself. So a portion of the hive showing different type of cells. In a top portion, there are honey storage cells, below which there are uh, pollen storage cells, below which there are worker, or in the central portion, maximum portion of the maximum portion of the central region of the hive is used for the development of the worker broods or the worker larvae, and below which there are somewhat larger cells called as drone brood cells, which are usually in hundreds. So there are thousands of worker brood cells, hundreds of drone brood cells, and very few, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 queen brood cells in the comb or in the hive. So this is what about the structure of the comb. Then we'll explain nesting behavior of the honeybees, that is Apis dorsata, Apis indica, Apis florea, or Apis mellifera. So these are the four common species of the honeybees found in India, and which are having varied or a different type of nesting behavior, and thus we are going to explain the nesting behavior, how they prepare the nest or their house or the hive or the combs. So nesting behavior of the honeybees, uh, first, that is Apis dorsata. So Apis dorsata are commonly called as the rock bees or the giant bees because of the larger size among all the four species. So out of all the four species, that is Apis dorsata, Apis indica, Apis mellifera, and Apis florea, the Apis dorsata are larger bees. They are having large size and thus are called as giant bees. So Epidorsata, these species build or prepare a single large comb, measures approximately 6 feet by 3 feet, 6 feet long and 3 feet deep or high. So 6 by 3 by 3 feet is a diameter or the size of the comb of the species Apis dorsata, and which are prepared on the trees or the RCC buildings or the caves or the walls or the rocks hanging down from their support or the site. So Epidorsata build a single large comb, measures approximately 6 feet long and 3 feet deep or high, that hang from high rocks and tall trees. The comb is constructed during daytime and exposed to daylight. These bees preferably select trees like banyan, pimple, mango as their nesting places. So, usually tall trees are selected for the preparation of the comb or the nest by the Apis dorsata. The comb has hexagonal cells and about 18.75 cells, means about 19 cells in a 4 linear inches. In a 4 linear inches, there are about 18.75 cells, wax cells, hexagonal cells prepared by using the wax secreted by the worker glands of the wax glands of the workers. The thickness of the brood comb is just a 3.2 centimeter, and the top portion of the comb is up to 22.86 centimeter in a thickness. Means the top side or the proximal part which is attached to the support, maybe the branch of the tree or the cave or the rock or any other support or ceiling of the RCC buildings, ceilings of the RCC buildings or the constructions, where the comb of the Epidorsata appears or occurs hanging below the branches. So they are having much larger size, ranging from ranging from smaller size, maybe meter or up to a 6 feet length and a meter height. So this is what the diameter 6 by 3 feet, and these are much larger in size and which are remaining attached to the branches of the trees like banyan or pimple or mango as their nesting places. The comb has hexagonal cells and about 18.75 cells in a 4 linear inches. The thickness of the brood comb is 3.2 centimeter. Thickness of the brood comb, that is lower portion. Thickness of the brood comb, that is lower part or the lower portion of the comb, is thin, and that is only 3.2 centimeter, and top side or the top portion of the comb which is attached with the support or to the branch of the trees is much thicker, consisting of tall cells on either sides of the common base or the vertical common base, and laterally or horizontally there are hexagonal cells on both the sides facing to the opposite sides and having much depth, and the total thickness of the proximal part of the comb or the top portion of the comb is 22.86 centimeter, that is about 23 centimeter or about a foot, 1 feet in a thickness. This portion is used for the storage of the honey or the surplus honey. So the top portion, which is much thicker and having tall cells, usually this part is used for the storage of the honey in the upper part or the proximal part, which is attached to the support or to the branches of the large trees. So this portion, which is thick up to 23 centimeter in thickness and is used for the storage of surplus honey, and bottom portion, which is thin, that is 3.2 centimeter in a thickness, is used for the breeding activity, that is development of the brood, that is worker, drone or worker and the drones, which are the hexagonal wax cells which are similar in size as explained earlier. So the lower portion of the comb, which is only 3.2 centimeter thick and is used for the development of the brood or to undergo the breeding activity or the reproduction. So this contains large number of or thousands of hexagonal cells on either sides on the common base having thickness of only 3.2 centimeter and is used for development of the worker and drone brood or the larvae, pupae, etc. The worker and the drone cells are same in size. In Epidorsata, the worker and the drone cells are same in size, while queen cells are larger or narrow, tapering, or cylindrical, situated along the margin of the comb. The comb impressions or the mark, and the smell of the comb or the hue of the Epidorsata remain as if after leaving the comb, where they can come again and prepare their nest in a next season. Since the Epidorsata species of the honeybee is having migratory habit, so they migrate, they shows the migrating habit due to some sort of critical situation or the unfavorable conditions or a little disturbance can also lead to the migration of the entire colony from one place to other place so as to find out a suitable place or safety place. But in a next season, whenever they supposed to find out the new site for the preparation of the new colony or the comb in the new place, at that time the Epidorsata or the same colony or the honeybees of the same colony, entire number, thousands of bees of the same colony can come back in the same place and can prepare their comb in the previous site or the previous location or in a previous position because of recognition or the identification of the smell or a impression of their colony which has prepared themselves or used themselves for the site for its nesting or for the preparation of its house. So the comb impression and the smell remains or that could be recognized by the same colony or the members of the honeybees or the members of the same species or same colony after a definite period or the certain period or up to after 1 year, the same bees or the colony can come back and can prepare their comb in the same place or the previous place, old place that could be identified with the uh, smell or the impressions of the previous comb. Then second species Apis indica. The colonies of Apis indica always prepared in a quiet and covered places like cavities in the tree trunks or the rocks and the walls. So Apis indica they prepare their combs or the nest in a quiet and covered places or the dark places which are free from sunlight, direct exposure of sunlight, wind or the rains. So the Apis indica prepares their nest or their combs in a quiet and covered places like cavities in the tree trunks or the rocks, underside of the rocks and the walls, or even in the caves where there is no direct exposure of the sunlight, heat, or rain, or direct wind, or air currents, or drafts. So they prepare their combs in a covered situations or dark places. The series of parallel comb, the another nesting behavior or the habit of the Apis indica that they prepare series of combs in a same place. Several combs built vertically and close to one another, and these are separated from each other by a space of half an inch only, called as a B space. So there is a only half inch space present between the two combs. So there are series of the combs prepared in the same place by the Apis indica. So Apis indica prepares the series of parallel vertical combs and which are separated from each other only by a bee space of half inch only. The combs are attached to the lower side. The combs are usually attached to the lower side of the tree and they are built downward. So all the honeybees, all the types of honeybees which are preparing the combs, starting starting the construction of the hive or the comb at the proximal part or just lower side of the branch or the support, and then the comb is prepared downward. So size or increasing cells which are increasing downward. So attachment or the proximal part is first prepared, which is remaining attached to the support, that is branch or ceiling or the rocks, and lower sides of which from where they prepare the comb. So say they start preparation of the hives from the lower side of the support, maybe tree trunks or the rocks or the walls, and freshly built combs are generally white in color and they become dark or brownish with the age. As time goes or as time passes, the color of the comb or the hue becomes dark and dark. But initially or in the initial phase of its uh, construction, the combs are white in color. So wax appears to be white or the fresh in color, but as time passes, there is a transformation in the color of the comb and become a dark or dark brown in color. Honey is stored near the point of attachment of the comb. In case of Apis indica also, the honey is stored in the top portion of the comb similar to the Apis dorsata. So honey is stored near the point of attachment of the comb, then pollen, and further down are the worker brood cells, followed by the drone brood and finally the queen brood cells along the margin, which are built last along the outer boundary of the comb. Queen brood cells are situated along the margin or along the boundary and which are built in the final stage of the construction of the hive. So honey is stored near the point of attachment of the comb, then the pollen store cells, then further down are the worker brood cells, small in number and thousands of hexagonal cells which are used or prepared as the worker brood cells and are used for the development of the worker larvae. Then followed by drone brood cells which are somewhat larger in size or maybe double in size than the worker brood cells and are used for the development of the worker drone larvae. And finally, along the margin, the tall columnar or cylindrical cells are prepared along the margin of the comb which are directed downward. The opening of the queen brood cells are directed downward along the margin of the comb which are prepared or built at the end of the preparation of the comb where the queen larva develops. So this is uh, the nesting behavior of the Apis indica. Then the cells, whatever present, the cells, hexagonal cells, wax cells, whatever present on either sides of the comb, facing opposite to one another on the common base. So partially filled cells have no caps and are termed as unsealed or uncapped cells. So these cells may contain either partially filled honey or partially processed honey in the proximal part or the upper part of the cells. Then below, the cells which are used for the storage of pollen may be partially filled. So these are uncapped or unsealed cells because of chance of further addition or the storage complete filling of the honey or the pollens in the upper portion of the comb. So partially filled cells have no caps or these are not sealed by wax cappings and are termed as unsealed or uncapped. They may contain unripe honey or developing brood. They may contain unripe honey or honey which is not completely processed or transformed. Nectar has not been transformed into a complete honey or may contain developing brood in the lower portion. So, in upper portion cells, partially filled cells in the upper part of the comb may contain partially filled honey or unprocessed honey, below which there may be incompletely filled pollen storage cells, and in a lower portion there are brood cells which may contain developing egg larvae during their developmental period, and which are thus also remains open or kept open so as to feed the larvae, developing larvae in the respective brood cells, maybe in the worker brood cell or drone brood cells, and thus these cells are unsealed. So while or just after the complete development of the larvae in the brood cells, means in the worker brood cell or drone brood cells, these are sealed or capped by using wax cappings. They may contain unripe honey or developing brood, and if the honey is ripe, or the grub larvae are fully fed and fully grown or in the respective brood cells, then cells are capped. The brood is compact and is broadly spherical in outline. So in the central portion of the comb, usually there is a development of the larvae of the either worker or the drone members of the colony, and which usually acquires the central portion having circular or the spherical outline, possessing the compact brood. So whatever the number of cells present in the central portion or in a spherical portion of the comb situated laterally, enclosing the developing larvae, may be of workers and the drones. Then third species, Apis mellifera. The behavior and looks of the Apis mellifera are quite similar to those of the Apis indica, because Apis indica and Apis mellifera are having similar nesting behavior, and they also prepare the series of combs, parallel combs in a dark places or in a covered situations like Apis indica. So the nesting behavior of the Apis mellifera is quite similar to Apis indica. So they also prepare their combs in the covered situation, dark situations, or the places which are not exposed directly to the sunlight, wind, or the rains. So the behavior of Apis mellifera to build up the comb, or these bees also looking similar in their morphology or the colors or the size to the Apis indica. So behavior and looks of the Apis mellifera are quite similar to that of Apis indica. The bee space between the neighboring combs is slightly less in a thickness or in the width is as compared to a Apis indica. Means bee space in case of Apis mellifera is about half an inch. So in case of mellifera, the distance between two combs or the bee space for the movement of the that will allow. So bee space allows the free movement of the honeybees between the combs or two hives or two colonies, and thus in case of Apis indica, bee space is about half an inch, and in case of Apis mellifera, the bee space is less than half inch, maybe a centimeter or maybe a 9 millimeter, less than half inch. So the bee space between the neighboring combs is slightly less than the Apis indica, and these species also build their nest always in a dark cavities. Apis mellifera also prepare their combs in the covered situations or in the hollow wood logs or the tree trunks or the caves or dark places or in a dark cavities. In modern beekeeping methods, these are kept or can be domesticated in the wooden hives or the artificial hives or the bee boxes. So artificial hive or the bee box, which was invented or prepared by L.L. Langstroth containing 10 frames, or where the honeybees of the Apis indica or Apis mellifera can prepare their combs themselves in a artificial hives or the bee boxes, which was prepared or developed or discovered or invented by the L.L. Langstroth. So, which is commonly used for the domestication or culturing and rearing of the honeybee species such as Apis indica, Apis cerana indica, or Apis mellifera indica for purpose of apiary or for the purpose of beekeeping practice or apiculture practice. Then last, that is Apis florea, commonly called as garden bees or little bees. Apis mellifera are called as European bees since they are originated in Italy. So these are European bees. Apis serena indica are Indian hive bee or called as Eastern bee. Apis mellifera are called as European bees or Western bees. Eastern, Western. Apis indica, Apis serena indica, these are the common Indian hive bee adopted for the artificial hives or the bee boxes. Apis mellifera are the European bees or the Western bees. Apis indica are Indian hive bee and can be called as Eastern bee. Apis mellifera are European bees or Western bees. And both, that is Apis indica, Apis serena indica, and Apis mellifera indica, are the Indian hive bees and which are commonly used or cultured or grown for the commercial practice of the apiculture or beekeeping. Apis dorsata, these are the Indian honeybees having found in the natural habitat or open air habitat, preparing their combs on the larger trees. And Apis florea are these are called as garden bees or the little bees, which are also preferring open air habitat, but they prepare a smaller combs. That is Apis florea. Nesting will explain nesting behavior of the Apis florea. These are little bees or garden bees who build or prepare a single small vertical combs in the open places. The bees are not gregarious. Apis florea, honeybees of the Apis florea are not gregarious or which are not observed or found in a colonies, migrating colonies in the form of swarm or in the groups. So these are little bees which build a single isolated, that is separate, and small vertical comb in the open places or in the smaller bushes or hedges or the branches of these small bush or like trees. The bees are not gregarious. These are not gregarious in nature. They move or fly up individually or separately in the atmosphere. The comb is hang over from branches of the bushes, hedges, caves or buildings, caves, building, chimneys, and the empty cases. The large size of the comb measures up to 76 centimeter by 31 centimeter in diameter. So this is the largest size of the comb of the Apis florea. Usually they prepare small palm size comb. Small palm size may have the diameter of 6 inch up to 1 feet commonly, but maximum size of the comb of the Apis florea measures up to 76 centimeter by 30 centimeter in a diameter. The comb have sealed worker brood cells in the center and below it is a drone brood. So the comb of the Apis florea also having same or the similar type of use by the Apis florea. So combs are used proximal part, that is attached portion of the comb, even though it is a smaller in size, but still the proximal part of the comb of the Apis florea is used for the storage of the honey, below which there is a pollen storage, and in the central and lower portion there are worker brood cells and the drone brood cells. Worker brood cells are smaller in size. Drone brood cells are again double or larger in size, and along the margin, lastly prepared cylindrical queen brood cells which are situated along the margin of the comb. So the comb have sealed worker brood in the center, below which there is a drone brood. The drone cells are double in size and queen cells are present at the lower margin. Queen brood cells, tall columnar queen brood cells are present at the lower margin of the nest or the comb. So this is about the nesting behavior of the four species of the honeybees such as Apis dorsata, Apis indica, Apis mellifera and Apis florea. So today we'll stop here, and next time we'll explain the next topic, that is life cycle, colony organization and division of labor of the honeybees. So with explanation of the hive and the nesting behavior of all four species of the honeybees, we'll stop here. Thank you.